you crafty people. What's going on? All right. This is our envelope, okay? This is the 10 by 13 envelope. I folded over approximately 1.25 inches so that I can make my, make it about the same size as my pages in my one signature here. So, right there. Okay. Now this is Tanya's book, and this is her cover that I'm working on. And I know originally I had said that I was going to have a flap opening. However, when I use the keys, let me find the key. Here it is. Ow! When I put this on, I'm going to sew it on, and I want it to be able to go through as many layers as possible. And if I use this flap, then I'm going to have to move it over more into the center to begin with, so that the flap can work. And then I'm also, would only be able to work it through the one sheet of paper so that you actually had a pocket. So, decided, no, not gonna do that. So I am going to glue down, and I'm just using the Fabri-Tac because that's what I have opened and at the ready. So I'm just going to glue this down. Oh, is there anything coming out of there? All right, let's see. Well, there we go. Okay, and then this is the inside. So I am going to go ahead and I'm going to use my spatula, and I'm going to open this, and I'm going to get some of this out and spread it around, because I want all of this to stick. And it's going to take quite a bit. You can use whatever glue you want. You can use glue all. You can use the art glitter glue. Whatever glue you want to use. If it's fabric, I like using Fabri-Tac. It's just my preference. Okay. There we go. I want it to make sure, whew, boy, that is strong. Having this much out at one time. Yes. Wow. Okay. Woohoo! Okay, not recommended to have that much out at one time. Alright, so I am going to go ahead and lay this down. Let me put the lid back on this. And back on this. Okay. And I want to keep working this into the material. Okay. All right. Let's just make sure that... So here is the front. Cheryl, I hope you like it. I hope you can see it. There is a applique here, a beaded French, and it's beaded and sequined French applique. We've got a couple of buttons, antique white, some laces, some ribbon, some pearl work that I did. You know, this pearl work I bought, or, you know, yeah. So yeah, I think that makes for a beautiful cover. I stitched most of this around with a metallic pink thread, so you can see the little pink stitching here and there. I thought that was kind of neat. I made a little bobble here come out from underneath the button here. I didn't want to do it on the back because I just felt like, you know, the back gets a lot of work. You know, gets abrased a lot and stuff like that. And I just thought, and when you're on the back and you're writing, you don't want to write over one of these things. So, okay. So I'm trying not to like put a fold in it or anything yet. I want this to really dry. Alrighty. See, I've got the key for Cheryl's book is this one with this beautiful chain fob. I don't know, what do you call this? Charm fob. And I have done a little bit to the metal key. It's a cut applique flower and then a ribbon rose. So that is the actual key that's going for this one. So that is super cool, super cool. Let's see. I think, now if you get spots that, you know, either it dried or whatever, but go ahead and fill in spots that need attention. Okay. And let's see over here. I have a little spot here that didn't have anything on it. So we'll just cover that. Did this get... No, we didn't do very well right there on the corners. Okay. I think everything else looks pretty good. And this one, yeah, that one got attached very nicely. Okay. Now I haven't filled hers up yet, but I am just going to have this piece here. And in fact, I want to take my good scissors. Can you see here where I have some of this Aida cloth hanging out over the edge? I want to get that out of my way. So I am going to just kind of trim that excess down. And I've got it going all the way, almost all the way up to the top. There we go. Just the Aida cloth, make sure it's right there in the end. We're not messing with this side. This side is fine. And then here, I do have this little piece. You can glue this down, this little pocket, 1.25 inches. You can glue it down just solid flat and forget about it, or you can leave it. I think I'll leave it. It's going to be cute. But I do want this to come over. So then you just need to figure out if you want it to come over and under the pocket or over the pocket. And you know, I don't plan on myself putting anything in this pocket. But I do want to put some paper down here. And since I was going to utilize these for the covers and then changed my mind because I just love the hand done. I just think it's enough. I don't want to overdo. The book is pretty. It's pretty enough as it is. And I'm going to use my new cutter. Yeah, baby. And I'm going to cut off. Let me take my excess bits and pieces out. No, I'm not lining it up properly. There we go. Oops, I forgot. I gotta start it here. And that wasn't very straight at all. So, yeah, you know, there is a learning curve to every cutter that you ever own. There is a learning curve. There we go. Now I have a straight cut. You just have to get used to it. That's all it is. Okay. There's good and bad things to every cutter. This one I think will do fine if I come up on it slowly. There we go. So I think it actually does better coming up this way than drawing it down because it kind of pulls on it. Every cutter's got its good parts and its bad parts. So, oh, that was good. I ran that blade right. Oh my goodness, and I sliced my finger up pretty well. Oh yeah, that's me. That's me. We're just gonna tie this tight. I thought that kind of hurt. Okay, so maybe if we start, there we go. That works very nicely. Okay. Blade's nice and sharp. What a dork. Okay, so I want this to be utilized all the way across here. Because remember, this is going to come over the edge and be a pocket. But it's not quite long enough this way since, you know, you have to cut off almost, you know, half an inch or so. So, let's see. What else do I have laying around that I can use a tidbit of? I suppose I can cut this little piece off, just like what's over here. And see, where is that lace? And we're going to have a little flower. Fussy cutting, guys. There's really not much to it. Look, I can even do it with one finger tied up. I was going to say tied behind my back, but, you know, I don't think I could pull that one off. I can do it with one finger tied up. Oh, good Lord. All right. Yeah, see what I do for you guys? I live with the pain and the agony. It doesn't hurt that bad. Oh, good Lord. Okay, so we're going to get through this fussy cutting, and you're going to see that it just doesn't take that long to fussy cut. Okay, and then we're back to some of the lace. Boom. Boom, boom, big scallop right here, and now we've got another rose. Oh, Tanya, 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 I know you love this. And I think I'll leave the dream. Okay, finger stuck. I think I'll leave the little dream sign on here as well. I think that'll look nice. And I'll probably need to use part of this on the other one as well, because we will have the same problem. And then we come to the leaf and back to the lace. And then we're going to just cut off our white bits. And yes, you can use your big cutter. Okay, so there we go. See, fussy cutting is quick and easy. Quick and easy. All right, so we will put this there, and we will be able to slide this in just as far as we need to make sure there's no split. You know, you can't see the white. So I would like to have as much coverage on this side. Yeah, we're good. So that, you know, when you lift that up, you're not going to be able to see the white either. Okay, so there is the inside part of this. And we can go ahead. I'm going to mark my line right here. And we can go ahead and glue this down. And I'm going to go ahead and use my Fabri-Tac just because it's out. Alrighty. Here we go. Alrighty. So I'm going to slide this in, bring it to my line, have a little bit up top, make sure it's nice and even. And now we are really starting to feel like we have got a very nice, solid, good piece of item here that we're going to be making a nice cover with. It feels good and sturdy. And I am going to glue all this down. You probably could, if you wanted to, make it a little pocket, but then you're going to work, you know, if somebody lifts it up, some of this is just right at the edge. It's not that big a deal, but as a matter of fact, to make it a little more interesting, what do I have? Well, I don't know. If I'm going to want to do a pocket, I'm not going to want to have a whole lot, and it is fat enough. It is. You guys know it. You know it as well as I do. But I suppose you could totally add a bit of ribbon, a bit of lace, oh, speaking of, I have to bring this lace over. Bring this lace over. And then line this up with the top. And I'm going to bring it right over the top of the pocket. And let's bring this just a smidge inland here. There we go. Wasn't quite covering one little section there. All right. There we go. Okay. So there's that. I'm letting it all dry before I keep folding it up and down. Now, in order to cover this, what am I looking for that? Let's see. What do I have? That do I have? I have this very pretty pink that I like. Yeah, I think this will look nice. Very pretty pink. So I'm going to cut this right there. Let's see if I can do this without taking my finger off. Where did I put the mark? Oh, there it is. I lost it already. Okay. So, there we go. And then I want another piece that is exactly the same. Okay, and just a little bit. And that looks good right there. Alrighty. So we have that. And there. Yeah, that'll look really nice. That'll look really nice. I'm going to wait, though, on this. I'm just going to stick that right in there. Because it does not actually have to go all the way over here, because remember, this is coming over. But until this all dries and I actually sew my signature in, which is coming up, I don't want to close this up. Just in case. Seems like everything is staying glued down nicely. See a little spot here, maybe? No, no, we're good. Okay. Now, I want to find my center. I think right here. Yes. Okay. So there's the center. We also need to go through and make sure that everything is lined up the way we want it to be lined up. Like, do I want this in the middle? Or do I want it down at the bottom? I think I'd like it more in the middle. There. This can come up a little bit. There. Yes. 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 That's good. Okay. So we have everything right where we want it. So I am going to get a couple of my larger, that one's not necessarily needed. Okay. Let's see. This one is, all right. So I am going to connect this one right here. Oops. Try not to damage papers. Okay, there's that. And then let's get this one. Right there. All right. Now, because this is so fatty, you know, we do the pamphlet stitch where you are going to go like 3 or 5 times up and back, you know, with 3 or 5 holes. 3, I don't think, is enough for this kind of fatty signature. 3 is okay if you have a small signature with a lot of them in a book, and you know, 3 is fine. But if you're going to be, if it's going to be holding a lot of weight and taking a lot of pressure, the more holes you have in it, the better, as long as they're, you know, at least like a ½ an inch apart. You don't want to put them too close, because then it could act like perforated paper. Okay. Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
No, he wants out. What do you want?
Okay. Sorry, my husband came in and is letting me know that my big dog wants something. So, yeah, we've been sick. I feel much better, but I had it 2 days before he did, and 3 days total, and today's the 4th day, and I'm almost back to complete normal, and he's in day 2.5, maybe, something like that. So yeah, we weren't very happy campers. Yesterday was not fun because he was really not feeling good, and I was still dragging, but we made it through. All right, so I guess I'm actually missing a page. That's not good. Okay, so I am going to get my, I'm not seeing it here. I'm going to go get my my little corner thing that I have, and I'll show you what it is, and I'll have to redo this. But I'll be back in just a second, guys. Okay, now, so what we're going to do is let's take our book and line it up to the edge, center the book, pages, the signature, top and bottom to the cover. And once we have our pages lined up with our cover, I went to the next biggest size, and I'm just going to clamp that one down. And clamp. Come on. It's just thick enough that I have to really squeeze. There we go. Okay. So now I've got, oh, wait a minute. What is going on here? No. This one is not right. And so what I'm going to do, now these come on frames when you get, like, at the frame store, when you order a when you go to the frame store and order a frame, you know, that you're having them put on a picture for you or something you painted or whatever. These come on those orders. So these are perfect for holding the 45-degree angle that you want when you're going to poke holes. Now, I have my little book here, my little bag here. I've got my thread, and I keep my awl inside my thread. So I've got the one side. The other side, if I clamp it, it doesn't want to lay right. So we're just going to have to hold everything. Now, I like going down about 1/2 inch from the top of the book, which, let's see, I actually need to move a few of the pages over, just a smidge. Yeah, this actually does not look bad, and that's good. Okay, so about 1/2 inch from the top of the book, I want to go in. There we go. And I want to make a hole. There we go. And then back here in the back, I want to do the same thing. I'm trying to figure out how I can do this where you can see about 1/2 inch or so, maybe 3/4 of an inch. And get that all the way through the cover. That's the big thing. You want to get it through the cover. Making sure I'm videoing here. And then we can do the center. And then you can do in between the two centers. You know, I mean, in between the two centers. In between the top hole and the middle hole. If you're going to make 5, you would go center between those. If you're going to do 7, then you would come down again another, you know, you got your center. Where my finger is my center, and then here. So we could go here and here, which I think that's what we'll do. Get it all the way through, and then this all the way through, and then over here going to do the same thing. This, and let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, See where that is? And then this is going to go right here. Okay. All right, guys. So now that I have that done, I'm going to grab this side that has less bulkage to it, and I'm going to put that there. And I have to take my dog out. So we will sew this puppy. I do want to look. Yeah, I got through. So I'm going to take my puppies out, and then I will be back to you guys in a few minutes. Bye. Love you.